You pay. You pay to torture yourself.
You pay
it's
for the game to
it's the new
torture
thing.
yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Awesome stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of What the Wednesday. My name is Chris, aka Qualizar, my co-host or my bro-host or my guy on the other side of the screen, Dusty the Game Hopper. Dusty, how has your week been, my man?
It's still raining. It won't stop raining.
Oh my God, dude.
I just want sunshine. It's the sunshine state. Like, I want to go outside. I want to spend some time at the pool. And it's one of those, like, comical moments where every time I throw on my suit and grab a towel, I step outside and the heavens close up and stuff. And
Let me tell you.
it's like, all right, well, turn around.
Today I had plans because, I mean, we've got a trip coming up next week. And I'm like, I have plans. And I'm like, gotta mow the yard. Gotta mow the yard. It's getting out of control. Gotta mow it. I woke up this morning. I had a light day. I was like, I only have a couple of meetings all day long. I got a light day. I woke up. Nice. I'm like, let's go outside and mow the yard. I mean, literally opened the garage, took the mower out, and it started raining. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? 9 o'clock in the morning. This is already happening, right?
Yeah.
And then every time it would stop, and I'm like, okay, is the sun going to come out? Are we there yet? I'm like, okay, it hasn't rained in like 45 minutes. The grass is draining. It's still going to be wet, but I can get going. And I would do the same thing. And I would get ready. I'd put my shoes on, and it would just do that like 10-minute sprinkle. And I'm like, screw it. Come like 1 o'clock this afternoon. I was like, I'm done. It's not happening today. It's just not going to work.
It's good at least you decided to throw in the towel again, because you could have tried a couple more times later on and had the same thing happen.
Yeah, it would have been so bad.
Coming.
I mean, I pulled the mower out. Pulled the mower out 3 times, and I was like, nope, it's not happening.
And if people don't know, mowing a wet lawn is just the worst thing in the world.
It just bogs down.
It's not great for the machinery, and you're just cleaning the thing out every 10 minutes, and it just makes it a nightmare.
I have an electric mower too. I was like, I'm not even challenging it. I'm not even challenging that. It's not even going to happen. Like, gas one, maybe, I'll deal with it, but the electric one, it works great, but you put a little too much on it. It's not that it dies, it just eats the battery so much faster. I'm like, I'm not fighting it.
No, for sure.
So
you'll get a day soon enough.
I'm gonna try again tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But
how about you?
The day, the week, the day, the week, the whatever.
Yeah. The hour.
Yeah, it's been okay. I'm a little disappointed. We talked. Well, I've been working on like new camera arrangements and stuff like that. Got my new camera in, and it didn't work out like I wanted it to. Ooh. So I got to figure out alternatives. It is working for YouTube content, but it's just not working for streaming right now. So we'll see what happens. I don't know how that's gonna work out. Cameras are one of those finicky things, man. I've seen so many people have great, like, you can have one person have great results with it, and then the next person using the same exact equipment, it looks like it's shot on the back of a Nokia from 2002, right?
It's wild. Even like webcam to webcam, I've seen some people, like, and I ask, like, oh wow, you've got a really clear picture, what are you using? And it's like the same old Logitech, and I'm just like, why does theirs look like it's a high definition 4K picture right now, and mine looks like a blurry old standard D TV? Like, sometimes it's a luck of the draw thing. It's your computer doing good things with it. Who knows? But
yeah, I mean,
it's that golden egg.
Yeah, it's one of those weird. Yeah, exactly. You get that one that they accidentally threw the better sensor in there, right? They threw the $300 sensor in your camera instead of the $50 one, right?
So true, man. So true. They don't tell you those little kinds of things are in there when they change production up, but we'll figure it out eventually.
So, topics for this week: we have some fun stuff going on. We have some more bands in play. Yay! We'll get to covering that. No surprise, honestly, to me. But we'll talk a little further on that. Additionally, we have better leverage, or what we think the best solution could be for if I can get my words out straight, the best solution for your follower emotes as people get these things issued to them.
Yeah.
I think Twitch has announced that about 50%, it's between 25 and 50% of all the channels already have follower emotes released. So if that's true, people need to start thinking about what's the best solution to use these for. How are you going to incorporate them into your content, etc. And then additionally, there was one that you had, Dusty. What was you poked on one?
You just talking about the push with the bans and things and the other content on Twitch that does it's kind of being swept to the side with all the other drama going on.
Okay.
But it's another thing like the gambling that's still happening.
Right. Okay.
And I think that's just as big a topic as other stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
The other, the last one I had was leveraging additional revenue for your stream. You know, like solutions that people have found to outside of subs, outside of bits, outside of donos. Like, how do you incorporate beneficial things for the viewer that help the content creator generate revenue as well? So we'll touch on those tonight. Anything that doesn't get covered tonight, we'll table, bring it into the podcast next week.
And everybody out there who's listening or watching live, get some questions ready because I think we're going to kind of chill afterwards and do some open forum content for a little bit. And I don't know, just dive into some of the nitty gritty. If you guys got anything sitting there, get it ready and have it typed up for us.
One thing I do want to say before we get rolling out too deep into the topics this week, just an announcement for all those that are listening in again live, those that are joining us post production or post cast or whatever you call it.
Post cast, I like that.
We have released an official YouTube channel for What the Wednesday. It will be linked in, again, description of all videos and things like that. I'm going to put it in my Twitch page. I'm going to put it, in my panels, all my bio and all that kind of stuff. We wanted to find a way
I'll do the same.
Yeah. We wanted to find a way to separate the content out. That way we'd have a single place for everybody to go to. I made an announcement earlier this week on Twitch, but, just wanted to make it here for those of you that are listening in. Come find us on YouTube as well. Channel name is What the Wednesday. Go figure, just come and find us, or we'll have a link, again, posted somewhere at some point. Yeah. Podcasts are always one of those weird things. I'm always like, because I'm used to YouTube, right? And I'm always like, yeah, just check the card in the top window. You can't really do that with a podcast. Like providing hyperlinks to people in a podcast is a weird concept.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, because YouTube and Twitch, it's all visual content that we're used to, like, we're motioning and doing this and that, and when you think about if somebody's just listening, you got to still make sure we're describing it the right way and pointing them in the right direction. So I forget about it all the time.
So the number one thing not the number one thing, but rolling into our first topic of the night, I want to start with the emotes. I want to start with emotes because it's something that seems simple. We've talked about it in the past, like the value of emotes on channels and what you can necessarily do with them. But as Twitch is starting to roll out follower emotes, and again, you're going to get, I think they're even given as many. Is it 5? I think it's 5 emotes.
5 follower emotes.
5 slots for people that just follow the channel. Now they're going to be channel specific, meaning that they cannot be used on other channels like a subscriber emote can. So, just because I go follow you, I can't steal yours and use them.
Instead of global.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is a really, really cool concept. But with that concept, what do you think the best way to leverage those emotes is for? Because that's going to be kind of something like, what do you use that space for?
I think for me, what my plan is, because I checked earlier, I haven't gotten access to them yet. I'm going to honestly make that a 100% community-driven thing where they're going to get to vote on it, even to a point where I'll have a couple of them be rotating. We'll have emotes of the week, whatever it be, things like that. Just because it is just for the follow. It's the simple commitment of, hey, this is cool content. I'm gonna throw my follow out there. What do I get in return? I want it to be things that people will use and use consistently. So they'll know better than I do,
That is a really good concept that I actually haven't heard yet.
Yeah.
Nobody's presented that. I like that idea a lot, actually. But considering if you had, like say, okay, you get 5 slots, but if you rotate one a week and you do a Discord poll or something like that every week and you say whichever one gets the highest number of votes gets added into the rotation and the oldest one comes off or something like that, right? Or if you guys like it, continue to vote for the one that's coming off and it'll get recirculated. That's a really cool idea. What I was thinking is not similar, but just making sure that whatever you do, make it more about your content. I think it's going to be more like your PogChamp emotes should be follower emotes, right? Because those are things that you want to use in your channel, I think. Personally, like you want to use those during your play, right? Your like your heart emotes, but like a raid emote, right? Obviously, that should be a sub emote, because if you're raiding out to somebody, you should have the opportunity to go off and go to another channel and use that emote.
Right, yeah. You don't want to put your raid emote in the follower.
I have a spy hanging out behind me here.
Why? You just multiplied.
I have a spy.
It just looks like you just shat out a human being, kid.
Yes, I know. I know. What are you doing?
Oh, that's great. I'm not gonna lie, I was thrown for a second. I was like, what is happening? So confused. What a sneak tactic.
What's funny is he came in and I heard the door open, right? I heard the door open, and
you did good at not like
I was trying really hard. But I heard the door open, and in my preview window on my stream, I still have my overhead camera visible. So I heard the door open, so I looked over there and I saw the door open, and he was like down on his hands and knees crawling behind me before he popped up. I'm like,
that's great.
I'm in the middle of a sentence and I'm like not going to turn around anyway, but
yeah. Well played. The little Q, you know.
Yes, that is the benefit of being the dad. So yeah,
I think.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because I know I have some very talented artists in my community as well, so I thought it'd be fun too to open it up for them to be able to submit designs if there's things they want to see as well. I think the worst thing that you can do with the follower emotes, in my opinion, is just set them to 5 and leave it at that. Like, it's something, especially with the new emote library, it makes it a lot easier for us to add emotes, even outside the ones we're using on a regular basis, and just be able to hot swap. Yeah. And, you got to rotate those, keep it fresh, keep it fun, keep it relevant to the content that you're doing. If you have a streaming night that's horror games, you can have all the emotes in there for the follower for that night be very horror related and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea too. I hadn't even, and it's nice that you mentioned the emote library, because I haven't even really thought about the utilization of that. But, the biggest thing is a lot of people think to themselves, they're like, well, I've only got 5 emote slots. I'm only going to have 5 made, right? Or every time I get a new emote, I'll buy one, right? But with the new library, you can upload what? You can upload, I think it's like 50 or something like that. Like, you can upload a lot of emotes, and then you just have them on rotation. There's a way to filter by type and what's inactive and all that kind of stuff. And I took a look at it. I haven't played with it much myself because, again, yet I don't have a whole lot of use for it, but... that'll be something really, really nice to have in the future. I like that. I like that concept as well.
Gonna give it a lot of thought, yeah. And especially too now that it doesn't take any time to get it like verified or validated like they did in the past.
Oh my gosh, that is one big stride that I have to say that Twitch did a good thing on. If you have no strikes on your channel, if you have no issues or anything like that, then you can just go through and it's instant approval on emotes. I mean.
It's great.
As soon as you get a strike, okay, go back to the 21-day approval time or whatever it is. I just think, honestly, from Twitch's perspective, I think they just continue to outgrow their capabilities, right? Like we've said in the past, they just continue to grow and grow and grow, and they couldn't keep up with the volume of new emotes being submitted, and it was taking. Some people would submit and they would get approved in 48 hours, and some it was taking the full 21 days, and I was like, I don't understand what this is, like why some get delayed, why some don't, or whatnot. But yeah,
Could you imagine the poor intern who gets that duty? You're just like scrolling through like LOL emotes and like smiley faces and just nonstop
all day long,
thousands all day. It's just
there's no end. There's got to be no end to it, right? Back then, because again, Twitch is around the world. People are submitting things all day long. You're just sitting there like. Like you show up and you've got a queue of like 2,000, and you go home and you've got a queue of 3,000. Like there's nothing you can do about it. It just continues to get bigger and bigger.
It's awful. It sounds awful.
To me, that would be very similar to, and no offense to anybody who does, but that would be very similar to something like working in a call center or something, right? Like it's no matter how much you work, no matter how much you do, you still have more work to do, right? Like you can
Yeah,
never
you
get,
never, yeah,
you're never done. Which
yeah.
I
You
mean,
never sit at your desk and have like, all right, I can just enjoy my afternoon.
yeah,
Oh,
I can't do it. I wouldn't do it. Well, I wouldn't say I wouldn't do it. I would not prefer to do it
yeah,
unless I had to. Put it that way.
yeah. If it keeps you busy, I don't mind with stuff. Because I'm one of those people, the idle hands, whatever the sayings are. I just end up doing things I don't need to do and waste my time doing unimportant stuff. So you give me tasks, I can sit there, I can focus, I can knock it out for the most part. But
Circling
yeah,
circling the wagons here as I have led us astray this time. Back to follower emotes. The biggest thing I've seen on Twitter, right, is a lot of people are just taking. I think they're taking it lightly, what the value of these follower emotes can be, and they're basically saying, "Oh well, I've got extras, and I'm just gonna, I had extras made, or I've rotated some out, and I'm just gonna
yeah,
throw these back in here, so I have more to use." And I think as you've been mentioning, I think you need to find some way to add value to them or make
100%.
them important, because again, these are people who in the past didn't regularly have access to emotes, so it's going to be important to
Right.
them. You think
Yeah.
it's just the follower emotes, it's just extra slots, but to these people that have been trying to support your content in a view or a follow, right? You always
Yep.
say you don't have to subscribe. We just need followers and viewers. I love all of you guys, et cetera, et cetera. Like every streamer says that, right? Like I appreciate
Yeah.
all of you. You don't have to subscribe. Blah blah blah. Well, show that appreciation to those people, right? Like give them what they
'cause
want.
it is, as content creators, literally before this, Twitch doesn't give us anything to give to the people who hit the follow button. There's no follower badge in your channel. There's nothing. Like it just they click it, we see the follow. Outside of that, that's it. So like this is at least something. I'd love to see more down the road, but this is definitely a good place to start.
That's a really good point. I never really thought, because Twitch puts an emphasis on follows, right? Twitch itself
Yeah.
requires people to follow, right, in order for you to meet milestones in your channel. And there's even the whole milestone tracker, kind of all that stuff for a number of followers on your channel, et cetera, right? Whatever. And it's a big growth metric. Like people use the follower count metric to understand, how a channel is performing. But Twitch doesn't give us anything.
Yeah.
Twitch doesn't give us, like you said, Twitch doesn't give us anything to benefit followers.
Yeah. So again, they had to start somewhere. This is good. I want to see more. Especially because otherwise, you click follow and then now all of a sudden you get bombarded with notifications. That's your prize. Which some people, however many they already get, it's just one more on the checklist. But
and that's
we
assuming
gotta counterbalance that somehow.
Does Twitch auto enable notifications when you hit follow?
I believe so.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't get
think it's just whatever
notifications.
your settings are for. I have push notifications on my phone, which there's definitely days where I'll go and look at it, and I see the little Twitch icon, I click it, and then it just opens up this list of like 80 streamers that have gone live in the last 24 hours. I'm just like, oh god. But trying to do my part, help out any way I can as well. So swipe right, I'll move past it.
Swipe right.
Yeah.
Before we transition into our next segment here, speaking
Yeah.
on our ban tactics or things going on there, let's take a second here to recognize all of our people, all of our love. I was waiting for you to jump in and say something there.
It's everybody, man.
Yeah,
Just
I know that,
everybody
but
these days. Those who follow, those who stop by, peek in for 5 seconds, and say, "Nah, not for me." You guys matter too, because you're gonna go on to another creator, and you're gonna become a part of that community, and we're all one big family here. So everybody's a winner, man. Everybody needs a hug. Everybody needs a pat on the back. It's just that time of life right now.
yes, but I'm also going to give like a big appreciation to our subscribers, patrons,
Yeah. Oh,
et cetera,
of course,
et cetera,
they
right?
get-
All those people.
They get 2 hugs. They
Get two hugs, yes.
Man.
Yes, one hug for the view, 2 hugs for the what's it take to get 3 hugs? What's it take to get 3 hugs, huh?
I haven't figured that out yet.
Haven't figured that one out.
Nobody's gotten to that threshold.
Nobody's
That's
gotten
just
nobody's gotten to the 3 hug threshold. Okay, now we're getting derailed on what
that's just out of this world, man.
The 3 hug threshold.
We'll know it when we see it, man. It's we hold our first big live meet and greet somewhere.
There you
that's
go.
When we'll,
that's when the three hug. That's when the three hug event shows up.
Threshold gets broken. Yeah. The thrug, as I like to call it, the thrice hug. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, back on track, right?
Yes. So I believe it was it this weekend or was it Monday that our favorite content creator, IndieFoxx, has, I don't want to say our favorite. I can't even say that with a straight face. A popular,
more than anybody.
A populator.
Controversial.
Yes, a controversial content.
Populator. Yeah,
tongue,
You're gonna
mouth.
take that the wrong way.
Tongue, mouth.
Speaking of, yeah,
whatever.
Exactly. That's her content.
Okay. Anyway.
The ASMR hot tub meta creating, gray line walking, let's push the limit as much as we can, yeah.
There you go.
So you got another band number 6.
Band number 6
year, right?
This year, right? I don't know anybody who's even close to that. Like, I mean, I've seen a couple of channels get, a couple, I think I've seen a few get back-to-back bans, like even get banned like on their return stream.
Yeah.
But it was always for it was almost like a revenge stream, right? They got banned for something stupid and they came back and did it again just to get banned again.
Yeah, right.
Because they were like, this is a slap.
Face.
Yeah, this is a slap in the face, guys. Like, you banned me for 48 hours for doing something really dumb.
Yeah.
I know I was at fault. I'm going to do it again just to prove you guys that you guys are stupid or, whatever it is, right? I'm really lost on this. I mean, this is, at what point does it get to be too much? Like, it just seems like it's never ending.
And I don't understand, because other people, like, there's the 3 strikes and you're out. But like, I know they say it has to be different bans for different things, which I don't, even if that's the case or what the case is, that makes no sense. Like, if you do one thing and you get a ban for it, it should be a strike. The next 2 strikes, it shouldn't matter if it's the same thing or not. It shouldn't be like, oh, she's banned 6 times for the same reason. We can't count that as multiple strikes. It's like, no, that's even worse because they're not learning. Like, if you do something else, you at least didn't know, maybe you're innocent. Like, oh, I didn't know that was bad as well. But if you're doing the same crap that's already getting you in trouble, and they're like, oh, well, it wasn't something new, so you're okay. Like,
is that the way that works?
Dumb.
I thought it was 3 times for the same thing. And then if you got banned for something else, you had 3 opportunities to get banned for. I don't know.
Whatever it is, it should just be a ban as a ban. There should be no weight or like circumstances or whatever it is. Like, It should be 3 strikes. Or if not, give us the rules and let us know how it works.
Yes. Yes. Now, what's interesting is how old is IndieFoxx's channel is pretty old. Right? I mean, because we saw the tweet. We saw a tweet. I shared
check while we're.
I shared a tweet where she posted back in like 2017 or something. I think. I mean, it was a while.
Her name January 5th, 2017.
Okay, so January 5th.
I think she had a name before that as well, but
okay, but we'll say that that's when that account kind of came in. So 2017. So she's been around since 2017, and she didn't get banned for the first time until 2021. So she was doing something, I don't want to say right. I don't want to say right, but she wasn't being that edgy. Or maybe Twitch just didn't care. Is 2021 the year that Twitch actually starts to care?
Yeah, I mean, there was the post where people dug into her past Twitter comments and stuff, where she talked about the females who were wearing the inappropriate clothes and things like that for content, very vocally against it. She was, I think she was quoted for saying, like, make us wear t-shirts and sweatpants and put us on an even keel with everyone else. But, here's the content we have now. And I don't know, like, and just as much as whatever she did, again, I don't know the specific terms of this ban, there's still a lot of other channels out there, smaller ones be it, that are doing the same, ear licking, hot tub stuff. And those channels, you don't hear about any bans happening. So I just want clarity on what is not allowed, what constitutes a ban, and have that be, evenly dished out across the board.
Right, right. I think that's kind of a big thing. What constitutes a ban? What's allowed in terms of the number of times you get banned? What are the penalties based on variations? Because a lot of it seems like it's 24-hour, 3 days, right? Like it just seems like it's kind of like I understand bans being based on severity, but there should be some level of categorization. It's not like the moderator, the Twitch moderator, Twitch staff member is just looking at it and he's like, that's like that's like a 36-hour, yeah, this 36 hours sounds right. Hey guys, 36 hours sound good to you? Yeah, let's go with maybe we'll make it 38 just to seem like we're being, we're laying down the law here. I'm like, come on,
you're not wrong.
Like there should be a very clear understanding to it, and if it's a repeat ban, then it should be gone, right?
Yeah.
Like you should be not a repeat ban should be more aggressive. Like you shouldn't get a 3-day for this one thing and then a 3-day for the next one. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, especially because what we've seen time and time again with a lot of these channels that get bans is when they come back, they get a massive spike in viewership.
Right.
Which means they're getting more money from any ads that are running, they're getting subs and all that thing left and right. And if Twitch really wants to get serious about a lot of stuff, outside of really kind of locking down on the rules and letting us know what they are, these bans really need to have some sort of monetary effect on the content creator. Even if you don't want to make it super severe, sure, make it a week ban, but the ban, necessarily afterwards when they come back, they can't monetize for another week. Take away the sub button, whatever it may be. Take away their ability to get bits. Like, whatever it is. Make them have to earn back the ability to be on your platform and cash in.
That's a really good concept. That's something that I guess I hadn't thought about. Like, having an opportunity to actually penalize. Like, say, hey, if you get banned, you miss out on, we will refund all of your subs for the last month. Right?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, we will refund all your subs for the last month, and your sub channel is going to go away, or your sub button's going to go away for the remainder of the month, or something like that. Like, you will miss out on this, right? Make it a penalty. I mean, because it should be something serious. It should be more than allowing the content creator to come back with a vengeance or with a refocus, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to give them an opportunity to get bad publicity, which in Twitch's terms gives them street cred or whatever you want to call it. Like, bad publicity gives them clout, right? Or
it's huge.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
It benefits them more, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We all hear about the ban. It goes across Reddit, Twitter, everywhere. So everybody who pretty much follows Twitch in some way or another knows that IndieFoxx has gotten banned again. So everybody who cares is going to be looking. Of course, when she comes back, she's going to have something about, back from ban queen, whatever it may be, controversial streamer. She's had a lot of different titles over the days, weeks, months at this point. This has been going on now. And yeah, I guarantee you'll see a nice jump in that day one. It'll calm down as time goes on, but it turns into an advertisement that costs them nothing.
I mean,
besides
we saw
a couple days off, which they do anyways.
We saw it last time with Amaranth and Indy, right? They got banned, and then it was a matter of what? Like, they both laughed in Twitch's face about it, right? Via Twitter, I guess Instagram and other locations, right? They both laughed in their faces about it. And they turned around and said, and then they came back and they just exploded again. I mean, it looks like Amaranth's sort of behaving. Sort of? I don't know. I heard she went back to hot tub streaming again. I don't know.
Yeah, she's back in the hot tub section right now.
But, I mean, I don't know. I try to understand, like, how does that make sense, right? Like, how do you give them the benefit to grow? And how do you give them the opportunity to lash out at you as a company, as their supporting entity? They represent you as a company, and they're lashing out at you, saying you're just ridiculous. This isn't going to do anything. I'm going to go do whatever I want. Thanks for the free vacation, right? And then they turn around and do the same thing when they come back.
Yeah, I that's the thing that like really puzzles me the most. That makes it seem like Twitch really just is just sitting back in some office counting their dollar bills, and they don't give crap. They don't give a crap about anything. Like if they're making $1, that's all they care about. Because it is, yeah, they basically spit in their faces on all social media. And you think if anybody wanted to make an example, like that's the time. Especially with whatever the new code of conduct thing that they dropped at the beginning of the year, where they talked specifically about making content creators accountable for their actions off of their platform as well. Things like Twitter, But here they are, 48-hour ban, right back at it, making big money left and right, and it's just this rinse cycle that's just over and over and over.
I think,
and I don't see it stopping.
Here's an interesting thing. Alinity, is she still partnered?
She is. Yeah.
She is.
I believe so. I'll check.
I'm thinking about this. Twitch has exclusivity clauses for streaming content. I haven't seen.
Yes, still partnered.
I haven't seen, but I have heard that.
Nice way to clarify at the beginning of that sentence. I know where this is going.
That these content creators are streaming entertainment on other platforms.
From my unexperienced knowledge, not that I actually know these things, but I believe most of those platforms, they're recording content and putting it up there. I don't know if they're doing necessarily live streams. I know they have the capability of, but
I think they. I'm almost 100% positive that it was live.
Okay.
I mean, I would have to watch it, which I'm not going to. Yeah. Right. So
if one of us needs to, I will sacrifice my.
But to my understanding, because it came out when Alinity first made hers, right? When Alinity, I'm gonna stop dancing around it. When Alinity first made her OnlyFans page, right? She made some crazy statement that in 1 month on OnlyFans she made as much as she made on like 2 years on Twitch or something. It was some astronomical value, right? Like
I 1000% believe those numbers.
Yeah. She just said it was absolutely ridiculous. I can't believe I did this a long time ago. And there was references in that same article that she is posting pre-recorded and live content on that platform. And it's in the article, and I'm like, how are you able to do this when you have an exclusivity content for streaming, right, with Twitch? Why doesn't Twitch care? Why isn't Twitch taking action? What's going on? Does Amazon secretly own OnlyFans? Like, are they partners and they're like joining up?
Could you imagine?
Are they canoodling in the back office somewhere and taking revenue from each other? Like, what's going on?
That'd be amazing. OnlyFans is just sliding a little bit of percentage over. From what I know too about the partnership contracts, obviously some are written different than others. I do believe there are some partners who have the ability to stream elsewhere if they want. At the end of the day, it's on Twitch to come after them and send them the cease and assist. So if Twitch isn't, it's one of those things. They'll keep doing it, until Twitch says, "Here, stop." So, maybe nobody at Twitch is watching that to know, but let's be real. There's some fans.
From what I've heard about the moderation
within the Twitch ranks. Yeah.
I was gonna say, from what I've heard about the moderation staff, I would not be surprised. But
right.
So I mean, we just gotta stop and say, Twitch needs to take, again, we said this last week, I feel like, or it was 2 weeks ago. Twitch needs to take a stand on this. It is something that is getting out of hand, and creators, if you want to publish and say creators are responsible for their content on all platforms, or in all realms, right? Live content, pre-recorded content, real life, right? If you are responsible for your actions everywhere, then Twitch needs to enforce that. If they're going against the brand guidelines or the creator guidelines, Twitch needs to take action against them.
Yeah, no, and again too, with the platform here being one that is open to minors, which we've talked about before, and I personally have seen Twitch streamers with links to OnlyFans, one click away on their Twitch page. That's I'm not going to beat around the bush. That's basically advertising pornography to underage kids, and that's unreal. Sure, it's the internet; they have access to it if they want it. Let them do that on their own time then. This platform is what they have control of, and they need to become accountable. And a lot, a lot of big streamers out there, they're not as vocal about it, but there's plenty who have spoken up. They're not happy with what's going on. The gambling issue that you're seeing as well still. It Twitch just has to do something. I know we keep talking about the breaking point being right around the corner, and it's just one of those things that if Twitch really wants to show their content creators, their community that they care, they need to get ahead of this.
I think you're gonna see there's gonna be a thing that's gonna happen, right? The kids that are on the platform today are going to become adults. When they become adults and they have kids, they're gonna be like, no, you can't go look at that because I know what's on there. Right? I think there's a weird break, and same thing happened with a lot of the internet when we were kids. Our parents weren't on it, right? We know what's out there on the internet, so my kids don't use as much of the internet as I did at their age, right? Yeah. So, but now that comes into play with like Twitch, like for people who aren't familiar with Twitch. They don't understand, so minors go on there, and then this content exists, but they don't know any better, right? The parents, the adults don't know any better in this instance, right? In this scenario, they just don't.
Oh, for sure.
And so you have to have a way to either let them know, either have a way to, no, that wasn't gonna. I don't know how you get parents engaged.
The moment that just came and gone.
Yeah. It was like
it's hard, and one of the things too, if I know we've talked about this, is if Twitch's answer to all this is, boom, website's now 18 plus. Sure, do that. I don't care. At the end of the day, they just need to do something. As much as we want to, like you said, you can't really force parent involvement one way or another, whatever it is. That's again allowing Twitch to push the accountability elsewhere when we keep talking they need to take ownership of that and they need to do something about it. So I don't really blame the parents. Again, my parents didn't know what I was doing on the internet when I was a kid.
Exactly. It's
thank God, but
I don't want to say plausible deniability. I don't want to say it's It's not ignorance. It's just unawareness, right? It's just it's blissful. It's blissful unawareness is what it is. I mean, and that's okay, right? I mean,
everyone wants to think their kids are just innocent, watching Fortnite videos on the internet.
Yeah, if I didn't do what I do now, I would have no idea, right? I wouldn't care as much. I would be like, oh, he's watching his buddy play video games. Like, whatever, that's what he's doing. But knowing what exists now, every time he pulls it up, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. No, that's true. Like, even for those of us who were with Twitch in the beginning, for the first few years, and then say you fell off and got a real job and were doing things and had kids, and your children, hey, I'm going to go watch Twitch. You wouldn't have any problem. Because it was just video games, maybe a couple just chatting back in the day, but they didn't have the content they have now that's just really walking the line in a whole new way. Saw that elbow being thrown.
Mm-hmm, right?
Speaking of children.
Get on my camera. What are you doing? You're stealing my limelight, buddy.
Yeah, no, it's and again, I know the gambling we can touch on a little bit too. I feel like that's getting swept under the rug with everything going on, which it's funny because XQC has been one of the big streamers really outspoken about the hot tub and the other content, but he's also the one that'll jump on then and do gambling streams, which if anything we hear is true, he's raking in, 5 figures an hour for that type of advertised content, and that's just absurd to me. So
5 figures an hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's insane.
That's for advertising? Like just
just doing it.
That's basically sponsored content.
Especially a guy like him, where he's got 80, 90, 100,000 viewers.
Yeah, so that's
People
one
click a
thing.
code and it's like,
That's one thing that I always wonder about too, because do they announce sponsored content?
I
How do you play
I
that?
don't
Because I
feel
thought
like
there was.
there's rules behind it. I think it's just written in with whatever the advertiser or third party asks of you,
I
and then what you want to do on your end.
I want to say, I almost want to say that that's. I don't want to say it's not true because I don't know.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I mean, I do want to say it's not true because I think that was a big thing that YouTube went through, and that's why now, like when you upload a YouTube video, right? There's a checkbox in there that's like, do you have paid? Have you been paid to
Yeah.
provide any content in this video? Right? Paid promotions
Yep.
for this video, right? There's a checkbox in there you have to click yes or no, and it's one of those things that I want to say that YouTube got in a lot of trouble because content creators were going off giving reviews on products and they weren't unbiased, right? I mean, they were as
Yeah.
unbiased as
Oh,
you
yeah.
could be, but they were getting free products, recommending,
Yeah.
hey, this is a really cool $700 device. You should get
Yeah.
one, right?
Right.
And
You should play Raid Shadow Legends.
yeah, whatever it is, right? But so like this is a really cool thing. I got it, but nobody says that,
Yeah.
hey, I got it for free, or hey, I gotta send it back to the company when
Yeah,
I'm done
right,
with it.
yeah.
Right? Whatever. And those are the type of things that I don't see as much. Every once in a while on Twitch, I'll go to somebody's channel and it's usually a smaller streamer. It's never XQC,
Oh, yeah.
Tim, any of those guys, but usually it's a smaller streamer and they'll have like hashtag ad, hashtag sponsored stream, or something like that in their stream title, right? They'll have something in their stream title to try to give them
Yeah.
some awareness that the game they're playing is provided by the developer or something like that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you're supposed to do that now. Like there's some kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
it's
Again,
it's like a
I don't know
consumer
if there's a
awareness
big-
thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there's a big overlying rule on Twitch or not, but I've seen, Shroud, Tim, some of them. I know Tim does like Bud Light stuff because he's one of their sponsors. I've seen Nick Merckx with like Cash App and stuff because he's one for them, or Barstool Sports because he's big during football season. He puts down bets, and there's things you can do from that. But they're always the ones who will, hashtag ad next 2 hours. This is the content that's going to happen. Which I think is good. I think you're right. The transparency is what we all want. Because I'm definitely going to put very different weight on somebody's opinion of something if I know they're being paid to use it, play it, whatever it may be, and compared to somebody who's just doing it just to give their actual opinion to you on what they feel about a product.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to see. I mean,
Or go through it ourselves one day.
Yeah.
We're looking. Third parties out there. Give us a call.
yeah, sure.
This is a hashtag ad for ourselves.
Hashtag ad. I would like to say that I think that, if that's the case, like if gambling streams are such a big deal, right? And we know they are.
Yeah.
Why, again, 18 plus, how do you advertise gambling content to underage individuals? It all leads down to that, right? Like when you sign up for PokerStars, it says you must be 18 to play or whatever, right?
Yep.
Or it used to. I don't know. I haven't played PokerStars in
Yep.
I don't know how long. And it says gambling can be addictive, right? Like there's all these disclaimers and everything on there, but you don't see that when the people are on stream, when they're having a good time and they're winning, or they're getting their stuff comped.
All of us who are of age too, as a kid, you step on a casino room floor, somebody's gonna bum rush you and be like, let's see ID. Like you can't even step on the floor if you're not old enough to gamble or drink. Obviously they're serving alcohol usually as well, but it needs to apply elsewhere. And everything else aside, whatever the content is, it's the fact that we're on a platform that has a huge population of people from 13 to 18, and there's just a lot of things being shown now that should not be subjected to kids of that age.
What is the average? Okay, so here we go. As of, I was looking at this. As of, I don't know when this article was written, but 21 years old is actually the average age of a viewer on Twitch.
Okay. I believe that. I mean, just again, you get a lot of people our generation enough that
70. So
so
so here's something that I guess we don't really take into account, and maybe this is a big factor
let's
on
hear.
why some of the decisions are coming through. This article says that 76% of viewers are between 18 and 49. That's a
Okay.
huge number. I mean, that's
Yeah.
well more
Yeah.
than enough to justify like.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that again, just with us growing up with the platform itself. I think that'll change as time goes on.
It's
Again,
just gonna
barring whatever happens.
it's going to get higher
But
and higher, right? Like I think
yeah,
the average age is just going to get higher because I feel like people are continuing to, like, you're seeing music streams, you're seeing,
yeah, for sure.
all these other options to get content
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of Twitch.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you're going to see viewers like is it Stone Temple Pilots, or who's the guitarist that's on Twitch? Dragon Force? Maybe it's Dragon
Yeah,
Force.
the Dragon Force guy. Yeah. His name's not going to come to me.
Yeah,
But,
but
is T-Pain?
T-Pain's
out there
on
mixing
T-Pain's
stuff?
on Twitch. Yeah.
Yeah. He's always doing stuff.
Yeah, so like people that like
Logic
those.
stopped rapping and came to Twitch. A lot of people are doing it as like almost like a retirement in a sense from their actual like entertainment career.
Well, they can
'cause
come.
They can just do it from home.
Yeah, they do it from home. They have fun.
Yeah.
They freestyle. They freestyle. They do whatever, and they don't have to worry about putting out a record label. Oh well, you're going to sign a contract for 4 labels in 3 years, 4 records in 3 years, blah blah, blah, and you have
exactly.
to sell so many. Whatever whatever it is,
They
right?
just get to do it on their own time.
Right, exactly. So we're going to continue to see the average age of streamers go up. Like we know that, right? Like we know that that's going to be a thing, and so we
Yeah.
have to prepare for that.
But what was the? Would you say 76%?
76% between 18 and 49.
Okay. So that's 25% still. I'm going to assume younger. I'm not going to assume that there's a lot of people in that chunk that are 50 plus.
So it's
we'll get 5% to
Yeah,
the 50 plus range.
to
but
break it down differently. They did a little bit of a different spin on it, and it doesn't help
Okay.
the argument. But 45% are 13 to 17 or 35 plus. So they kind of, I don't know why they would throw the or 35 plus
look
in
at
there.
them walking around that's them trying not to talk about the fact that there's a big population of people between 13 and 17.
Yeah,
Just that number itself, I hate when people do that with statistics.
it's like
Why? Why is that? This age range that's really questionable, but we're also going to throw in everybody 35 and over. So,
okay, so this is from data of 2019. So I don't have new data per se, but it only goes down to 16 years old, which is interesting. They don't register people under the age of 16, which you have the opportunity to start at 13. So I'm a little interested in that. But you know what? This is distribution of Twitch users. I wonder if that's streamers.
And let's be real too, Q, at the end of the day, what percentage are we going to say of 18 to 35-year-olds is a 10-year-old putting in a birth date that says they can watch the mature content. So
I mean,
like
you're probably right about that. I mean, realistically speaking,
I'm not going to say a huge part, but there's still there's the people skipping the line. So
not age aside, but I mean, just to say, like we talked about this in the past, like when we covered gambling a little bit, about a month ago now, and it's one of those things that it shouldn't be on the platform. It shouldn't be. There are people that have heavy addictions to gambling, right? Like serious ones. And
I have an addictive personality when it comes to that, for sure.
And when people watch it, it makes them be like, "Oh, he just got a big score. I could go get a big score. We can make it happen."
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go right now. I'm gonna go buy some scratch offs. I'm gonna go buy some whatever. Like, oh, I'll click that code that he just won over that on that side. I'm gonna go click that code and go play, right? And they get this like, this effect, and it just causes them to get all.
There's a reason why, if you've ever been to any gambling website, be it poker, slots, whatever it is, they have the craziest deposit bonuses. Like
Insane.
Deposit $100, we'll give you 1,000. And it's because they know they're gonna hook you. They know that's not gonna be the last money you put in your account. You're gonna get that one big win at some point. You're gonna keep playing, lose it all, buy back in. It's just they know 1,000% what they're doing.
Oh yeah,
and they're
for sure.
willing to throw money at you to get you to join their platform, because once you do, you're hooked and they've got you. It's a mess. I mean, I did that with Poker Stars. I thought it was a steal when I was in college. I was like, man, you're telling me I give you $50 and you're gonna give me 300? I'm
Well,
in.
that's the way.
This is free money.
That's the
You know,
way.
and what did I do? I probably spent $500 and walked away with nothing. You know,
Yeah, that's the way. What's it? There's
uh,
the like the college football gambling and like the websites you go to and all that kind of stuff where they're like, we'll give you a free bet and if you win you get $200. But that
yeah,
$200 is
right.
credit on the site. You can't
Yeah.
cash out.
Yeah.
You give me
No,
$200.
yeah.
You give me $200 and
Yeah.
I win. I'm cashing out. I'm done. See you guys later. Right? Like I'm
Yeah.
out. But
Yeah.
it's credit on the site that you got to use, and then
Yeah.
you got to
Yeah.
pay $25 extra and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
They know
Crazy.
what they're doing, man. They know what they're doing. Oh, Twitch,
It's
step up. Take
yeah.
accountability. Do something.
It needs
You know,
to be covered. It needs to be clear. Like
Yeah.
these are just one of those. These are as just chatting has grown, as these other non-gaming, even though poker could be a game, whatever, right? Like these non-video games. Well, I guess it's video poker. I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Push past it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. These non-video game channels, right? They need to be regulated to an extent to fit. Again, it's just got to fit with the brand of what the channel wants, right? Like if Twitch if Twitch showed up tomorrow and said we're going back to a gaming only site, I would they take a hit? Sure, they take a big hit, but I don't think it would be the end of the world for Twitch. I still think Twitch would be the top because end of the day, I think a lot of most of their big channels are gaming channels that sometimes do chatting, or you know what I mean? Like, so I think you're not going to see a huge hit on that, but I think just Twitch really needs to, as it's continued to grow, and as you've seen this huge influx from COVID, as everything just continues to pour into Twitch, right? I really think that Twitch needs to do something in order to stay ahead of the curve and avoid lawsuits, avoid all this other kind of stuff. All we need is one person to click a link on somebody's stream, go broke, like lose their house, or somebody's kid clicks on a link from somebody's stream, goes and gets mom's credit card, starts playing slots, somebody's getting in big trouble. Like it's going to come down like a hammer, right? We've said it's so unfortunate that I feel like a minor has to get involved for something to get limelight, for something to get lit,
I mean,
right?
If little Timmy's using mom's credit card to buy V-Bucks, there's nothing that's stopping him from buying, casino credit. And they can lie about their age on Twitch. They can lie about their age on a website that lets you gamble that doesn't do any age verification as well. It's a vicious cycle that needs to be stopped. Twitch has a community that wants to be behind them. We just need Twitch to step up and do something. They need to come out of the shadows. They need to, put down the money that they're counting by the heap loads for a second and just show the community that they care. I want to see it. Again, I don't think we will, unfortunately. I'm not going to sit here and hope and pray, but, Twitch needs to do the right thing. We'll cross our fingers. Obviously, you'll see us each and every week talking about it, but I think we'll continue to just hold our breath and wait to see what happens.
Yeah, it's gonna. You're right. It's gonna be one of those things that Twitch's response will come as soon as there's legal ramifications or financial ramifications, right? If the DMCA issues that have happened are any relevant awareness of the way Twitch tries to operate, there's no let's get ahead of it. It's like, oh, the train crashed. Now we got to get it back on the tracks again. So I don't know.
No, and they've still technically done nothing about the DMCA. It's just the big wave that happened was because the music labels decided to jump on it because Twitch has no control. They're not the ones issuing the strikes. They're getting information from the labels saying, hey, this person's doing this, and they pass it along. And, they haven't done anything really to protect us from that. They muted VODs before. They still mute VODs now. That hasn't changed. That's not anything new. It's just, I'm tired of Twitch sitting on their hands.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Twitch, stop sitting on your hands. Let's do something about it. Let's step up. Let's make the world a better place, one channel at a time.
Better. right? Hey, dude, nice. Nice. Way to drive it home. That was money. Uh,
Ladies and gentlemen,
so
that is
good.
going to be it for tonight. We are running short of our 1 hour marker here, so we're going to call it. I do know we had a couple of topics that we did not cover, but we will table those. We will bring them back next week. Hopper, do you have anything to close out on tonight?
This is fun, man. I love doing these. We're almost approaching the 1 year mark, I feel like, of What the Wednesday. And again, we keep saying it, but look forward to lots of cool new. We're gonna do some live in-person stuff somewhere down the future here. Now that the world's kind of returning to normal, so look forward to that. Stay tuned. We hope to keep seeing you guys each and every Wednesday. If not, find us on Anchor, all the other platforms that exist out there for podcasts, and we'll see you next week.
Yes. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.
Love ya.